It is episode 13 of Amplified Hardcore. It's Duck, and today we are going to be making an adventure to the Nether to do some Nether exploring. So if you're ready, let's go over here to this Nether portal and let's get right started with it. And so, welcome to another episode of Amplified Hardcore, and I am actually going to be risking a little bit of some stuff in today's episode because I want to try to find some sort of remnants of a bastion and or a fortress, another fortress. Because frankly, I think that it'd be necessary for us to get geared up quite a bit. And I'm actually going back into the overworld because I saw a lot of piglins. I want to see if I have any means of gold. But what I want to do is I want to try to get some means of ways to get to the end because I want to do a lot in this series, and frankly, I think that it would be to my benefit to have some better armor, some netherite, and or an elytra to escape from. But before I'm able to do that, I have to risk a little bit of life and limb. There's a gold helmet right there. I'll just put that on. Because I need to actually go ahead and go into the nether to get to the end and all of that. All that has to offer, which means that we are going to be in a tight spot for a little bit because it's a risk going to the nether in hardcore. It's a risk to go into the nether anyways, but it's gonna be interesting. But I'm just going to try to find a bastion or a fortress. I don't think I will engage in it in this episode. For all I know, we could have this could be the last episode of this series. You just never know in the nether what stuff might await. But we're going to try our best nonetheless to see what we can find. And I'm actually going to torch this area in the nether. As silly as that seems, I want to know which direction I'm going because getting lost in the nether is bad. But getting lost in the nether when it's hardcore, that's even worse. So I'm going to actually tunnel, and I'm intentionally staying a little ways back. But I'm tunneling in one direction to see if I can find any structures of any sort. And we're just going to keep going in this direction. I'm going to collect gold as I'm going, just in case I do want to try to trade today with piglins, but I'm going to be very, very cautious. So we're going to make our way over here, and I should have brought another pickaxe, so I might actually go back to do that here in a second. But we are going to keep going through the nether, and I'll just catch you guys back up to speed when we have something of particular value happening. So as we're continuing, I just wanted to briefly kind of explain what has been happening with this series. So number one, I haven't been recording on this world a lot lately. Number one, well, not number one. I can totally do words. But one of the reasons for that is because I'm just scared of dying in hardcore. I mean, I'm going to be completely honest here. I'm scared of that. But number two, I am currently trying my best to not only start other media other than videos for you guys, but I'm also trying to restructure and rebrand the way that I'm doing videos. And so this video might be one of the last ones in my style that I currently have. I will have more for that for you guys later. Ooh, there's an opening. And it's basalt, magma cubes, nothing of value that I can see. So there'll be more. There will be more details for that later. But I just did want to spend a little bit of time now just informing you all of what's happening. Is that I'm changing my media up a little bit. Number one, because I'm hoping to produce more than video content for you guys, because I'm excited about exploring a little bit of some new alternatives to videos. Like it won't decrease my video production, but we'll have some different type of content for you guys to enjoy, and I hope that you guys will get excited for that, and do get excited. I'm really excited for what's coming, and I hope that you will be too. But also, the way that I prep videos and the way that my style is currently is going to change a little bit, and I just wanted to let you guys know while we are mining here on this video that this is probably one of the last ones that has this true cut until interesting bits style of editing, and also have a very unprepared plan. One of the things that I through both work at my university and through just spending some time experimenting with video content here on YouTube is that I don't prep enough. I like the being improving and not having a plan and going into an episode experimenting on what I can do. But it does make for some very boring content, I have been told. So I'm going to try my best to be a little bit more open to being prepared and having a little bit more of a professional style here on YouTube. As much as I'm not a fan of the professional style, I'm going to try to adopt it a little bit. I won't be changing my content very much, but just the way that it's presented will be changed a little bit. So I just wanted to keep people updated on that. Oh, there's quartz. I'll need that. All right. Is there anything here in this big opening? Nope, not that I can see. But I did want to keep you all aware of that because it'll be a big change, and I didn't want it to be shocking. And also, I'm just wanting your guys' feedback on it, so I thought I'd prepare you guys a little bit for what's to come, and I hope that we can enjoy the content creation process together, because your guys' feedback really does help out a lot, and I just wanted to share that. But as you can see, we are just kind of moving through this basalt delta. This is probably the nether biome that I see the least of, so I'm kind of excited that it is here. And I just want to keep moving along. I'm going to put a torch here. The torches that I'm placing down aren't necessary, but it is for me so that I don't get lost. Because if you suddenly see torches in the middle of the nether, most of the time that means there's something of particular value here. And I've just noticed that if I pay a little bit more attention to where I'm going and what I'm placing, it'll help me out in the future with not getting lost, because I get lost all the time. But we're going to keep going here and tunnel this way. I did actually go back and I grabbed stuff to do another couple diamond pickaxes and a crafting table. So if we need to start making more diamond pickaxes, we will. And we'll just see what we can find in this tunnel in the nether. We could find nothing, and that is very possible. But we also are finding building blocks without structures, because I'm going to want basalt for the base build anyways. It's good that I have found it. And now all I'm going to have to do is ensure that I can survive the nether trip and find structures, and then probably find some building blocks. So there's several reasons that we're making this trip in the nether today. Hopefully we'll find a structure, and if not, we at least have some basalt to take back with us. Alright, so we have reached another ravine in the nether. Now this ravine's different because there is a soul sand valley there, and that really is probably the biome that is the most dangerous for me specifically, because ghasts, and I just heard a ghast now. I don't know if you guys picked it up, but there is a ghast, and they are scary. So I'm going to make myself a little bit safer, and by safer I mean as safe as possibly can be. My pinky finger is getting a whole lot of work out of this shift key at the moment as I'm crouching, but I am going to keep going, and I'm going to just go until I either run out of the pickaxes or I run out of blocks like this to cross these gaps with. But I'm just wanting to see what we can find, and frankly I just think that it would be interesting to kind of experiment with what we have. I'm going to use netherrack now. Actually, let's not use netherrack because that has a very low blast resistance. We'll just use normal stone. I have every expectation that I'm going to come across more gaps and voids that I have to cover. One thing that I am surprised I haven't found, though, is any lava. I've been pretty safe with my tunneling and avoiding any sort of lava pockets. Now that I've said that, I'll probably jinx myself, and if I die to lava, I will be very mad at myself. But I'm going to just see what we can find. And if not, we've got a bunch of nether bricks that we can take back with us, some basalt, and a little bit of quartz and gold on our trip. So we're not going to go home empty-handed by any means. But we're just going across this tunnel. And here's more gold, actually. Let's go. We will always take that, because at some point we will be trading with piglins. Or at least that's probably what I'll try to do. I can get ender pearls another way, but I really haven't traded with piglins very much, and I'd like to see if I can try that out again. But we're going to just keep going, and we're back in the Soul Sand Valley, and holy cow, this is dangerous. Alright, so there's a fossil over there. There's a fossil over there. Do I see any structures? No, I don't. I see a lot of magma cubes right there. There's a lot of them. Holy cow, they're all on that little island. But I don't see any structures of any sort, and I am too scared to actually make my way over here. So where's my tunnel? I think I'm going to go back to my nether portal and go in the other direction, because I don't want to deal with the Soul Sand Valley and something with that much open space, because that means that ghasts will be all over the place, and I'd rather not have to deal with them. So we're going to make our way back over here, and we're just going to make our way back to the nether portal, and then from there we will likely go mining in the other direction. Alright, we've made our return. The problem is I can hear ghasts. And I'm scared that I can hear ghasts, because ghasts are the work of nothing good for sure. But I'm going to go in this direction now. And hopefully we'll find something different. I don't really expect much, but I'm going in two safe directions. The nether portal's right here. I go in one direction, I avoid this open area. I go in this direction, I'll avoid this open area here. So I'm just trying to be safe. I will not play this series risky like I do on my other series. This is hardcore, and I've not gone a hardcore world with 13 episodes before, so I'm going to do my best to keep it that way and keep increasing the length of this series. But that means that I've got to be a little bit more cautious and a little bit more boring, frankly. Yeah, we'll do this, and we'll make this safety precaution and this safety precaution. When I get Silk Touch, I'll probably come back for this glowstone, but at the moment I won't. There's a fossil in the lava over there. That is interesting. I've never seen that before. But we're going to continue our way forward in this direction. And I'm sorry if this is a very boring episode, but I'm just trying to be safe. I'm exploring the nether, and I'm exploring it slowly, because lately I haven't been going very slowly on some things in other series, and that's caused mistakes and deaths. And I want to avoid that when I can't die. So that is the reason for this pace and this lack of interest. Interesting things happening, honestly. But I do hope that it is at least entertaining to some degree for you guys. And yeah, I'm just excited to be here, moving along. And I did want to, since I have been talking about my content creation journey, I'm going to be more open about that in the future, just so you guys are aware. But the one-player Skyblock series that I had started, I got 2 episodes in. I ended up removing those videos from public view for a variety of reasons. There's a bastion. Let's go. There is our first structure. But before we go to the bastion, number one, I removed that series, the one-player Skyblock, because, frankly, I enjoyed Skyblock, but it was very boring. The cobblestone generator, it takes up time, it's boring, and it really doesn't add a whole lot to my channel and my series, because a lot of people have done Skyblock before. It is not anything new, and I want to start doing stuff with a twist. That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out how to do with some of my content creation. And Skyblock on my own was not doing it. Now, I have plans with a couple of my friends to do a 2-player Skyblock series. I think that would be a blast. I think people would love it. But a 1-player Skyblock series has been done before, and frankly, it doesn't need to be done by me. We have found ourselves a bastion. I don't know if I want to loot it now. I might come back to it later on. But we have found one at least, which is wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. But I don't think I'm prepared for piglins. Or ghasts. Or hoglins. So I think I'll come back. But we did find ourselves a bastion. But just to add on to what I was saying about the 2-player Skyblock series, it has been removed. I'm sorry about that for those that did enjoy it. But we'll have, like I said, a 2-player Skyblock series potentially in the near future. So I am not super super concerned that we'll miss out on Skyblock. It might be a couple of months before we have another one. But it will be coming shortly, so don't you worry about that. But like I was saying, I'm trying to be a little bit more open to the content creation process, for lack of better terms, because quite frankly, I just think that it would be beneficial to us to be a little bit more open. That's kind of what I want to bring to the table here for my series, and I think that it would be fun. I'm going to build myself a staircase so I can get down here easily next time. And I think that the brutes will be the only ones that will give me any trouble. And I'll also get this advancement too for being close. Because I am wearing gold. So we shouldn't have that much of a problem. But I am going to be extra safe. And come back here later. But there is a bastion. We will be exploring it later on. So be excited for that. But for the time being, I think I'm going to go back to my base, because I did what I came to do. I came to find a structure, maybe not go to it, but we did find the structure. We did indeed do a little bit of some exploration, and we spent some time... Oh, shoot. Oh, now there's a skeleton over here. Fight. Who's going to die? Who's going to die? Fight. Stupid skeletons. Ha! And you're dead. Clearing house. Let's go. Let's go. That's the best way to take on mobs in this game. But we were able to explore a little bit, spend some time on the content creation talk. And I'm excited for what's happening later on in this series, and right now in this series, and also what's going to be happening in the future of this channel. So I'm excited. I hope you are excited. I am going to drop off the stuff that I did gather from the Nether, because we did find some Nether blocks. We found quite a bit of netherrack, which I'll be using for nether bricks. Some stone, some soul sand, a little bit of quartz, and I think that we did a pretty good job for some exploration today. Next up, I think that we are going to be spending the rest of the episode here in the overworld, because we have a base that looks like no progress has been made, and that's because no progress has been made. So let's work on this base for once. And it was actually really good that we ended up getting a lot of netherrack in the nether, because I'm going to be building with nether bricks, which means that I need a bunch of netherrack smelted. And it was actually to my immediate benefit. I didn't even plan it, that we were going to be using nether bricks, because I really like the look of white on dark red. I think that it's a very clean and sophisticated look, and nether bricks with white concrete will serve that purpose very nicely. I do need to let that smelt, which means that unfortunately the stone bricks will be coming out today. So thank you guys so much for the stone bricks, because frankly that is my style, and I liked that we actually have it. We actually had it for a little while, but the industrial style, it's time to go. We just need to wait for some nether bricks to smelt, and then we will pull up this floor and build a new one to finish out today's episode. So stay tuned. It will look really nice, and let's just go. All right, so as stuff is smelting, I'm gonna get impatient. I'm gonna craft some of these nether bricks just to show you what we're going to be doing here on this flooring, and I think it'll look really good, except that I don't know how to craft these. How do you make nether brick blocks? What do we got? Nether. Oh, they're a whole lot cheaper than I thought they were. Oh, now that only makes 7. But that's pretty good still. But this is what I was showing, or wanting to show, is this sort of design here. I like the look of the white with the really dark for flooring. And I'm going to have to do a little bit better about light proofing this place, because we're going from all half slabs to all spawnable blocks. But I think that it'll look really good. So that's kind of the style that we are going for. And I'm excited that we are able to start ripping out these stone slabs and putting nether brick in, and I'm already out of them. Which means that we will have a lot of smelting to do in between episodes. And I think that this actually, speaking of in between episodes, this is probably a good place to stop this episode. I am really wanting to do base work, but we already have ran for a solid 20 minutes on this episode, and we are changing gears here. So I think that this is probably a good spot to be done. Now, as I was saying in the last couple episodes, there is a lot of changes coming, both to my content on this series and on Ducks World and on the other series that I have going. So be ready for that. It is exciting. But until next time, this is Duck signing out. Thank you guys so much for watching. It means a lot. And until next time, God bless and good floor designs. Adios.